And fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada,
でいいよみたいな鍵渡されたので、アーセンに言わずにピンポンって押したら、はーいって出てきて、超びっくりした。
Immediately into the legs there. Trying to wrap up on that ankle. Can she get the squeeze on the leg? You see it being bent backwards there.
Oh, nice. That was just pure aggression right there.
Upset right. Oh, drops into the armbar right away. Putting the squeeze on there. Trying to get the block.
Because that muscle is effective with that.
Blackwell trying to pick her shots. You see Cameron doing her best to cover up and buck. And you see, oh, there it was.
A great reverse.
Crowd outdoor here at Indianapolis. Quite the show. Jesse L. Torres. And the fighting has not even begun yet.
Introducing first, in the black corner, with a record of 0 wins and 1 loss, she's an MMA fighter standing 5.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. And for today's video, we will be covering the top 10 most attractive female MMA fighters of all time.
Paige Van Zandt, 126.
Action. I've had a chance to announce female fights all over North America. They always end up stealing.
Oh, big right hand. A looping, can-opening right hand.
Тоже потом подойду, обязательно подскажу. Люблю я это делать.
Правильно.
Ну а почему нет?
Почему нет? Конечно.
Мы с ней не соперницы, я думаю.
Rachel OSTOVICH. Rachel's a 29-year-old professional fighter that started her amateur MMA career in 2010. She was able to go undefeated with a record of 6 wins and 0 losses. She had made a professional debut in 2014 in her native Hawaii and went 1-1. Afterwards, she joined Invicta Fighting Champions, or Invicta FC. She would later on go and make her UFC debut in August 2017, when she was featured on The Ultimate Fighter 26. In her opening round, she was able to beat Melinda Fabian by a rear naked choke, which would later take her to the quarterfinals, unfortunately for Rachel. She lost in the quarterfinals against Barb Hanchak via unanimous decision. Rachel was able to beat Cottone by an armbar submission in the first round.
So excited, so happy that I finally got my first win in Invicta FC. Great way to end in 2014, and I know 2015 is gonna be even better. Thank you, Jesus.
Rachel was also able to turn some heads not just by her fight outcomes, but rather her looks. Rachel's Instagram is popping with almost 700,000 followers, which is actually pretty good following on the platform, considering Rachel doesn't actually fight that much. Even though she isn't competing much, it doesn't change the fact that she's one of the most attractive MMA fighters out there right now. Paige Van Zandt.
Paige Van Zandt, 126.
She's one of the most talked about female UFC fighters at the moment, and is known for her fighting skills and her looks. Paige is an MMA, modeling, and even an author, and she had even appeared on Dancing with the Stars and a television show Chopped. She grew up wanting to dance, but was also considered a tomboy for always wanting to hang out outdoors. Her career in MMA started when her family moved to Nevada, and later came across former UFC veteran Ken Shamrock's gym. This would later incite her to start training and propel her career in MMA. She made her UFC debut when she began fighting in 2014, where she beat Kylan Curran with the TKO at UFC Fight Night Edgar vs. Swanson. Paige Van Zandt is considered to be the top 5 of the most attractive girls in the UFC. According to the MMA community, she also has one of the biggest followings on social media for female fighters. Besides Ronda Rousey having the most, Paige is around 2 million followers at the moment and is growing fast. Gina Carano. Gina Carano. Some of you may remember Gina from a newly released television show offered by Disney Plus as part of the Star Wars franchise The Mandalorian. Gina is arguably the most attractive female fighter. She's from Dallas, Texas, and was raised by her parents until their subsequent divorce. She would later receive a record of 12 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. She would also compete in World Extreme Fighting, Strike Force, and eventually Elite XC. She had a pretty impressive record of 7-1 when she fought Chris Cyborg and was defeated TKO, thus receiving her first loss. This was Gina's last professional fight, unfortunately.
Right, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches. She weighed in at 144.5 pounds, with a background in Muay.
But she was able to transition into the world of acting and modeling. She starred in Blood and Bones, Haywire, Deadpool, Fast and Furious 6, and many more films. Even though she had a short career, Jean Andre actually fought in the UFC, and apparently had 4 fights left from her contract with Strikeforce. Gina is more known for her celebrity status rather than her fighting career, and is still brought up as the most attractive female fighter of all time.
Action! I've had a chance to announce female fights all over North America. They always end up stealing.
Oh, big right hand. A looping, can-opening right hand.
Misha Tate.
Knocked out. 135-pound freestyle cage fighting women's champion. It's there, baby. It's heavy too.
Misha Tate, also known as Cupcake, and was one of the most talked about female fighters in the UFC. She's known for a pretty smile and fierce look. No only looks deceive you, though. Misha Tate was very deadly in the octagon, which explains her title as a former champion when she was able to beat Holly Holm at UFC 196 in order to take home the belt. She began her career in the UFC in 2014 when she defeated Liz Carmouche. She would also have the honor of becoming a UFC team captain in the Ultimate Fighter 17.
She's busting her up with elbows, and she's gonna switch. And she's softening her up from this position. She's looking for that left arm.
When Kat Zingano was supposed to face Ronda until she had messed up her knee, which gave Dana the ability to replace her with Tate. Ronda Rousey did not like Tate at all and showed hostility all throughout the Ultimate Fighter. Even though Ronda hated Misha, it didn't stop her from messing with the former champion. After the season was over, Ronda-Misha fought, and this led to Misha losing via submission. Tate would later on announced her retirement in 2016 and received a large ovation in Madison Square Garden after a loss to Raquel Pennington at UFC 205. She eventually became the vice president at One Championship in 2018, 2 years after her timer from the UFC.
All right, I am backstage fresh after an amazing 5th round dig deep victory with the champion Angela Lee. I feel like there's got to be so much.
Anastasia Yankova.
3 submissions to her credit. On the scale, Yankova, official weight 125 pounds even.
Anastasia Yankova is a Russian mixed martial artist competitor. She started doing karate at the age of 6 and continued training until she was 14. She later dropped fighting in order to focus on school and college. After school, she realized she wanted to get back into MMA and started Muay Thai training. Not long after training, she would begin entering kickboxing tournaments. She later transitioned back into MMA after being a Muay Thai champion.
Тоже потом подойду, обязательно подскажу. Люблю я это делать.
Правильно.
Ну а почему нет?
Почему нет? Конечно.
Мы с ней не соперницы, я думаю.
She sometimes trains at American Kickboxing Academy in Thailand. she eventually signed a Bellator and would make her debut at Bellator 152 in Torino, Italy. She had her last fight in 2018 when she lost via decision in Bellator 200. She's sponsored by Nike and was even in a Russian Nike short film for a sales campaign. She's also pretty big on Instagram with around 200 followers and is still pretty active on there.
Anastasia Yankova.